Michelle Torrio, and this is the Be Mindful podcast. Hi there, and welcome back to the Be Mindful podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about a decision that you need to make in order for you to achieve your biggest and wildest dreams. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the podcast. If you're into mindset, manifestation, transformation, any of that, then this is the right podcast for you. So make sure you subscribe and like for more. And if you are interested in any other topics, please comment below and I would love to record that for you. So let's go ahead and get started with the episode. The decision that you will be making today is deciding that all of your desires, all of your dreams, everything that you feel called to is meant for you. And I say to decide because there are people out there who have created a life that is truly amazing, right? They have followed their dreams and they've created the life that they have wanted. While there's other people that unfortunately stay in the same cycles and never really move forward or pull the needle to where they want to be. And it all starts from the decision of you deciding that it is yours. And for those who have achieved the life that they have wanted and created this life for themselves, it doesn't make them any better than us. It doesn't mean that they're smarter, that they're more talented, or that they're lucky. It just means that they decided that they were not going to take no for an answer. So when you leave this episode today, I want to make sure that you have actionable steps that you can take so that you can start really becoming the person that you're meant to be. And if you listen to the podcast, you know that identity work is a big part of this. When you decide that what you want is meant for you, you open up doors, you open up the opportunity, and you're able to look at the world from a different lens and trust that it's meant for you, that this is going to happen. But let's talk about the challenges that tend to arise and that can come up for you as you're working towards any of your goals or your dreams. So as I mentioned already, identity work is really important. And so if you decided that you want something and that it is yours, of course, there are going to be moments where imposter syndrome might come up, doubt might come up again. And it doesn't matter what level of life you reach, right? It does not matter. You are going to reach moments of that where you are challenged within your mind, and it is your choice on what belief that you want to lean on. So we have to remember that your brain is constantly being provided evidence based on the way that you show up. We end up showing a specific way based on our own beliefs, and those beliefs really start from our repeated patterns of thought or things that we say often. There's a book called The 4 Agreements, and one of the agreements is to be impeccable with your word. This is so important because your words are like magic. Sometimes the words that we say out loud or even in our head, they don't create the magic that we want. They end up creating what we internally believe. So for example, if you continue to say, maybe it'll work out, or that hopefully one day it'll happen, or another thing that I'm trying to stop, see, I'm already doing it, is to stop saying I'm trying, or I'm gonna try, or I am trying. Instead, I could switch that and say I am doing. So I am stopping myself from saying I'm trying. That is something that I am working on, and I am deciding today that I'm going to not do that anymore. So when you speak from lack or from doubt, your brain sees that uncertainty that you have. It's your subconscious mind. But the moment you decide that this is who you are, your brain starts to understand like, okay, this is who I am becoming. And then everything begins to organize based on that decision. Obviously not overnight, but consistently. So that's the first actionable step that you can leave with today, is really monitoring how you speak to yourself and what you say often. For example, do you complain often? Do you put yourself down often? How are you speaking daily, because what you speak of often, it impacts your daily emotions. I've said it before, and I'm sure you've heard it many times, like where attention goes, energy flows. And so being aware of how you speak often is really going to help you make that change in your life so that you're no longer bringing energy towards things that you are upset about or you're not happy about or that you're just complaining over. The moment that you decide what is possible for you, you will start to show up that way. But this is where the challenge can come up again, right? The fear can step in, and making the decision doesn't stop you from fearing the worst case scenario. And the reason for that is because we are human and it's normal for that to happen. It's normal for us to worry, but let's not make it a habit to worry and to fear, because again, we don't want to place our focus on that. We want to place our focus on the things that we do want and have gratitude for what we have now and what's to come. So after you become aware of how you're speaking to yourself, now I want you to become aware of the stories, the lies, the limiting beliefs that is literally preventing you from sticking to this decision that you made. Every limiting belief you have is only there to show you what you need to work on and heal and let go. Any fear or insecurities or worries that arises, that is your signal. That's giving you attention, like, hey, this is something that we need to work on so that we can step into the next level. As we all know, growth is not linear, and growth doesn't mean that we are going to become fearless. Growth is uncomfortable, but it's the willingness to keep moving even through the fear that comes up. And I know that manifestation can be a very controversial word, but for me, manifestation is a way of being. You manifest what you desire based on your emotional vibration. If you know anything about quantum physics or neuroscience or science in general, like, you know that everything in the entire world has a vibration, right? Everything is vibrating, but we literally cannot see it. Our emotions send out vibrational frequencies. When it comes to making this decision, if you want to manifest the thing that you want, it really starts from within. It starts on how are you feeling on a daily basis. My very first video I recorded for YouTube was about manifestation. And in that video, I was really focusing on manifestation and how it works. And this is like the simplest way that I can explain it. And you don't have to go back and watch that old video. You could just stay here and watch this one. But how manifestation works, like I said, it's connected to your emotions and what you're putting out into the world. Like, emotions send out frequencies. Like, if you don't know that, and you don't believe it, I'm sure you can feel it. Like, when someone comes into a room and maybe they're like hunched over and maybe they're like really sad or upset, like, you can feel the heaviness in the room, right? Or if someone passed away, right, and everyone's in the room and they're sad, like, you can feel the emotions in the room. That is exactly how your emotions have such an impact when it comes to manifesting things. Because if you are so focused on negativity and you're consistently complaining, then you are literally blocking away all the other opportunities out there because you are so focused on things that aren't working. And the way that manifestation works, it's kind of like a radio. Like, we need to tune in, like, we need to tune our emotions into the vibrational frequency of the thing that we want. Like, for example, when I share with my clients, okay, like, how would you feel if you had this right now? Like, the moment you receive something that you want, how would you feel? Would you feel gratitude? Would you be jumping for joy? Would you be so excited that like you're like screaming? Like, how would you respond? And close your eyes and imagine that. Those feelings are the feelings that you want to step into every single day so that you are training your body and your mind to be in that frequency. So to tie us back in, what I'm trying to say is that you need to align your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs with the person that you were trying to become. You cannot expect a different life with the same thoughts and emotions and beliefs you have today. And you definitely cannot create a new life by living in the fear of worst case scenario, right? So instead of focusing on your current reality so much and the things that aren't working out, train your mind to lean on the things that can happen and that are coming and that you decided it's already on its way. So every time doubt or fear or worry or imposter syndrome, any emotion that makes you feel lack, I want you to remember that that is an opportunity for you to lean on faith, to lean on trusting in yourself. And if you believe in God, trust in God as well. That's exactly what I do. I haven't said this in my episodes in a while, but as a reminder, take whatever resonates and leave what doesn't. But I always ask that if you listen to my episodes, to come with an open mind. Instead of asking for something, trust that it's going to work out. Trust and say that I know that whatever is going to happen is going to be the best case scenario and it's going to be better than I can ever imagine. This type of abundance mindset is something that I didn't grow up with. Anytime I was working towards something, I really would be focusing on the worst case scenarios and worrying that it wouldn't work out. I didn't know how to change my perspective, like lean on trusting that everything's going to be fine no matter what. For some people, what's really helpful is thinking of the worst case scenario and then asking themselves, like, okay, if that did happen, how would I respond? And how would I help myself? And what would I do in that situation? Sometimes that can be helpful. So if you think that's helpful for you, is to kind of like go through it and be like, okay, well, even if I do hit the worst case scenario, I'm still going to figure it out anyways. Like, knowing no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. And I like to advise to not ask for what you want to God, the universe, whatever you believe in, because when you ask, it's coming from a place of lack. It's coming from a place where you don't yet believe that it's possible for you. So instead, train your mind to be like, I know this is going to happen. I trust that it's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. Because when you do that, it's not like faith is convincing God. It's God convincing you that this is possible for you. And no matter what challenges that arise, like remember that those challenges are there for you. They're opportunities for you to go through and grow through, like literally grow through. When you speak in that way of confidence and trust, it moves you out of lack, it moves you out of desperation, and instead it allows you to kind of just release the fear and really surrender, like surrender into the uncertainty and into the unknown. One of my favorite quotes from Gabby Bernstein, it's from her book, The Universe Has Your Back. I actually have it on a sticky note because I leave this on my computer. And it says, those who are certain of an outcome can afford to wait and wait without anxiety. I love that quote because it's so true. Like the anxiety that we have waiting is a choice. And it's annoying to hear that. Like, really? Like, I'm choosing to have anxiety? Like, no, I'm not. I used to think that too. I didn't really understand it, but it is a choice. It's a choice to lean on trusting in yourself that you're going to get there, trusting in the universe, trusting in God that you're going to get there. And it's also a choice to worry about it. Worrying was a habit of mine, and it's something that I'm still to this day working on unlearning. There are things that I've gotten better at, and there's other things that I've noticed that I can still work on. So that's the third step that I want you to work on, is surrendering and letting go of the worry. So let's go over the 3 actionable steps that I gave you so far. So the first one is being aware of how you speak. You know, how you speak to yourself really, really matters. The second one is to recognize any limiting beliefs. What are the limiting beliefs that you want to let go of? And the third one is releasing that fear, like choosing to surrender, like training yourself to lean into trusting not only yourself, but God and what's to come. So if you are deciding today that the goal that you want is yours and it is going to happen, the dream life is going to happen, And you take these 3 steps, like you become aware of how you speak to yourself, you let go of the limiting beliefs that are holding you back, and you also surrender, and you continue to do all these 3, you will start to see your life change. These 3 steps are very simplified and basically what I work on with my clients because it's game changer. This is how you change your life. You always start from within, and you have to know that the moment that you start becoming the person that you're meant to be, the person that can have what you desire, you're unstoppable. Like, you will prove to yourself over and over that you can literally do anything. So don't tell yourself that if I can do this, or maybe one day, or I'm gonna try. Instead, decide right now and say, I got this, I can do this, and all the right opportunities are going to come my way. Any challenge that comes my way, I'm going to get through it. I'm going to kick ass regardless. Like I always say, be your biggest cheerleader. That's what you have to do in order to get to where you want to be. Because if you set your mind on something and you believe that you can do it and you lean on that every single time, you're going to go as far as your beliefs are. That's literally it. Your dream life doesn't begin the moment things line up perfectly. It all begins with the decision. It begins with the decision that you are going to show up. A decision to keep showing up, a decision to let go of the limiting beliefs, a decision to surrender and lean in and trust in yourself and trust it'll work out. Because deciding isn't just a one-time thing. It's deciding every single day, especially on the days that it feels like you're stagnant or it feels like nothing is happening, but you still show up because you decided that it's still possible for you. Not that it's still, it is possible for you. It's something that you will choose over and over and over again. And every time you choose faith over fear, you start becoming the person that you've been praying to be. And the bonus of that is that you get to receive everything that you've been praying for too. So maybe the breakthrough isn't waiting for another opportunity, but instead is waiting for you to decide, to make that final decision. And that is all for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you didn't, make sure you like and subscribe still. And I will see you in the next episode. But don't forget to be mindful, because who you are from within will attract from the out.